I am continually amazed at all the different ways that people walk the way of Jesus. We Christians seem to spend a lot of time trying to figure out the one-size-fits-all way to live. But my experience says that doesn't exist. And maybe it's better that way. Now normally, I would give you a hard-hitting, walk-the-way challenge message. But this week I was thinking more like, a fireside chat with Jeff. A story time. I met Bonnie at a Lutheran church. I was there to motivate this church. I had a plan to help them get on God's mission. But then Bonnie handed me a card with a picture of a dog on it. She told me that Jojo was part of their church. He's a comfort dog. He travels from place to place, offering comfort to people who have been through painful and difficult stuff in their lives. This dog went to Newtown, Connecticut after last year's horrible school shootings. He joined other comfort dogs at a church where kids were brought who were still dealing with the trauma they had experienced. One little boy who came to the church that day hadn't spoken for weeks since the shooting. He hadn't said one word. He began to pet Jojo, and pretty soon he said his first words. Within minutes, he told the dog all that had happened to him in that classroom and all that he had been through. He told his story to the dog while all the adults listened in. Now, I'm not a dog lover, so Jojo wouldn't have ever been part of my plan. But this church was carrying out God's mission in an amazing, creative, and totally Christ-like way through their comfort dog. Then I heard Chris's story. He has a tattoo business. Now, when it comes to tattoos, I'm kind of your typical Christian. Tattoos not really my thing. But Chris has made his business and skill into a ministry. Chris is an unusual clientele. They usually come to him through the FBI. Chris removes tattoos from people who have been tattooed by the sex trade industry or by gangs or drug lords. They come to him when they decided to get free and start a new life. And he helps them remove the markings that represent the old way of life. Chris says that he loves coming to work every day because he has a chance to change people's lives by helping them begin again. And here's the greatest punchline of all. He removes all those tattoos for free. He knows that people coming out of these industries don't have money, so he does it for nothing. His wife says that every month they struggle to pay their bills, but Chris wouldn't have it any other way. Jesus has called him to this, and he's willing to serve the world and these broken people with his unique gift. Most of us have endless excuses when it comes to getting on the mission of God. But it really doesn't have to be that hard. The truth is, you can get on God's mission by doing what you really like to do. You can follow your passion and stay right within your ability, and God can use you to free the captives, release the prisoners, and bandage the brokenhearted. It all starts with being aware. Being aware that God has called all of us to join Him in what He is doing. Being aware of the needs around you. And hearing God call to you about how He wants those streams of living water to bubble up out of your life. One more story. Jill has been an exercise instructor for years at her local YMCA. She loves teaching Zumba, yoga, and fitness. Exercise is her passion. But Jill isn't satisfied to simply see people grow physically strong. Jill wants to see her clients get to know Jesus. But she didn't know how to do it. So she went looking for answers. Her search led her to the material produced by the ministry I work for. Q-Place is all about creating environments ripe for spiritual conversations. And after reading more about how to facilitate that, Jill was ready to try. So she took a risk and asked her exercise classes if they wanted to take things to a new level. She now has 3 spiritual discussion groups going where people are exploring their beliefs about God. Jill's story isn't amazing because it's unbelievable or crazy. It's amazing because it's doable. It's something we can all replicate. Her story is amazing simply because she decided to take action. How many of us have good intentions to impact the world for the gospel, but we stay on the sidelines? How many of us have been making excuses for years? Today, right now, stop the excuses. Recognize that God has been preparing you all along to get on His mission in your own uniquely amazing way. And whatever that looks like, He can and will use you to build His kingdom right here on earth.